Hi and welcome to datatrainer.net. Today we'll be going over how to create a drop-down list in Excel from which to select data. As always, the links to the sample sheet will be below, and you can also go to datatrainer.net for links to the sample sheets. So what are we talking about? Let's say, for instance, you've got this list of employees and you want to say or you want to select in which department they are. So here, for instance, you've entered sales. Here you might say HR, but then this might someone else or you later in a longer list might type human resources. Maybe there's a corporate office, but then again you spell it incorrectly, like I just did. You say corporate. Someone else calls it HQ or HO, and this ends up giving you very messy data in the long run. You won't be able to do certain checks and counting by people, departments, because every time you're going to have all these different ways that this is categorized. Now, if you want to make this all exactly the same from a specific list, and ideally a little drop down, what you end up doing is enforcing what's called data validation. That means the data that's going to be input is validated against something, some check. So Excel won't allow anything that's not pre-approved. And how do you do that? Well, the first thing is to create a list. I found it's best practice to create a separate tab where you can keep all of your different lists and enter them in different columns or in different places if you wish. And this is where you have the standard, let's say the templates that you want to pull from. So we want to say it's only HR, or let's say we wanted to call it, I'll show you a good example here. Let's say human resources, maybe better, right? Sales, technical, or corporate. This is a list that all the other entries must point towards. So how do we do that? Let's first select this entire column, and here in your data tab, go to data validation. Now the default in all the cells is to allow any value because that is what you want, but in this case we're going to change that. See, there's a whole lot of different restrictions you can place, but what we want to do is we want it to be the entries to come from a list. And now it's going to ask us where is the source of this list. So let's just enter there, go to our list tab, select this range that it's going to come from and just enter there, say OK. So now what happens is for every one of these cells that you select, you can now select from the pre-approved list. So sales, technical, human resources, and that enforces consistency. So for instance, now if I wanted to type in HR, see, it doesn't let you. So you can cancel, but you can't say human resources. Start typing there. Sales, or let's say, what is the other one? Technical, corporates. Now I'll just show you. For instance, you can type in, if you type in the name correctly, it will let you do that. But of course, you can also select corporate. This is full in the rest of these. Sales. It's also sales. There you go. So now you've enforced consistency, which is very important for any sort of data work. Alright, so here's an exercise for you. There's a list of pets names and a species, and your task now is to enforce the selection of these species only. Great. Okay, well, have fun and keep practicing.